Hello and welcome, guys. Welcome to MadOverSportz presents Sports Talk. It's a very new segment that we've already started this season, and more scenes and more segments are going to pop up now and on. And to get you along with this thing and to get interacted with more and more sports, we'll get a few people as well to come along and speak along as well. So, welcome to Sports Talk, the episode number one, where we are clearly going to speak about Formula One, how the races up till now have landed up. What are the further thoughts on the further races? How long the season is, and we'll see how it goes on and or not. But definitely, we'll be posting more and more videos in coming weeks. So please do like, share, and subscribe our channel as well for the same, and hit the notification button as well so that you can definitely have a notification whenever we are live. And we'll try to make our reviews really short and quick. And in this segment, we clearly speaking about sports itself, as we said, the Formula One especially. So I have along with me a very good Formula One enthusiast. He is Mr. Prasham. Welcome,
Hello,
Prasham,
hello.
to
Hi, thank
Sports.
you.
Yeah. So he's been there. He's been following Formula One since a long time now, and he's a Formula One fan as well as a cricket fan. So you all can also check out his channel that is there. That is Take to India, which is also come up with a new channel of sports altogether. So definitely you all can check it out for more such sports related contents and everything. And yes, Prasham will be there with us today to speak about the Formula One up till now, what it has gone through, and what all to expect more and more. So, Prasham, how are you? How are you doing, first of all?
I'm great. I'm great. Very
So,
good.
yeah, so as we spoke, that Formula One season is already on its way. There are already four races down this season, and the things are going really quick this season. What are your general thoughts earlier before the season started? I mean, did you have anything particular in mind or anything as such?
So before the season started, when we saw the practice, the
Yes,
preseason testing,
yes,
we saw that Red Bull was much ahead of Mercedes this season, and
yeah,
that gave a real threat to Mercedes. So what had happened is before the season started, there were some regulation changes which forced Mercedes to make some changes in their chassis, which reduced their downforce, so that they were more in the pack. Otherwise,
yes,
till last year they were
yes,
well ahead
yes.
of the pack. So there were certain tweaks that were made just to bring Mercedes down, and that was very noticeable in the testing as the Red Bull team was much ahead of Mercedes. But after that, the way Mercedes has pulled things back, it has been very good. And I'm a big Mercedes fan and Lewis Hamilton fan. And I don't, I'm not, I'll say it out loud. I don't back underdogs. Since 2013, since 2013-14, since I've started enjoying Formula One, and it is only in 17-18 that I've started watching it religiously. I've always been a
Yeah.
Mercedes fan, so the way they pulled things back has given me a lot of happiness, and the results speak in the same line.
Yes, yes, definitely. This to speak for itself, and yeah, the changes that we could definitely see, Red Bull were really cruising on this season in the practice and everything. And if you go to see, the season was just to bring down Mercedes to neck with all the other teams as well, just to get the competitiveness more and more. But yeah, that is what we actually expect as well. Means as a F1 fan, we would like to see more and more competition as well. Easy cakewalks are there, but yeah, the competition is also there, and whatever we are hooting for our favorite ones, we want them to win easily. So for sure that is there. So yeah, the season started with a great buzz. Just before the season started, Hamilton announced that he has signed a contract, but a 1 year contract only with Mercedes. As a Mercedes fan, you are. So, yeah, there were question marks till the very last moment that whether he would sign the contract or not. Though everybody knew that he was about
Hmm.
to sign and he could have signed, but the kind of demands and everything that he had, it was a bit tricky to get him on board at the initial stage, but it got him too late at the end.
Yeah.
But w- means it was expected. And what do you feel, means it was everything was in line. But what do you see ahead? Do you see him again signing a new contract before the end of the season or anything as such?
Yeah, so today itself, Hamilton has made a statement that I would like
Yes.
to start my contract talks before the mid-season break, the summer break that they have. So I
Yeah.
see him signing a contract for next year, and I see him remaining at Mercedes. He's not going anywhere else. If he goes somewhere else, he'll stay with a Mercedes-powered car. And if you'll see at the other cars, they are Aston Martin and Williams.
Yes.
Williams, I think they'll benefit a lot if Lewis Hamilton actually goes to Williams, but I
Yeah.
don't see it happening because he's still at his prime. It is only
Yes.
when the driver tapers a little and he has already seen his prime that he goes to a lesser powered or a struggling team, as we saw with Kimi Raikkonen 2 seasons back when he
Yes.
moved to Alfa Romeo. So Hamilton stays at Mercedes is what I feel, though the second seat might be at Green.
I was coming to it. I was straight away coming to it. Already the talks are after the 4 races, means 3 races down, the talks have already had been started that they might swap the second seat and
Yeah.
George Russell might swap in for Bottas. So the talks have been set aside by Valtteri in the postman comment and post race comments, and he's clearly said that's not going to happen. I'm here to stay. And yeah, as we go along and we'll discuss about the races, we'll come to know why we are speaking like this as well. So people will understand as well that why this thing has happened. But do you feel that mid-season this thing is going to come up, or this thing is going to come more and more often?
Uh, okay, so I'll put an analogy that I had thought of before coming here. So, and this is where goes very well in line with the comment that we just have from Ansh. He said sub bouncer ja raha hai, but good information, at least learned few things. So now I'll compare F1 with IPL teams and
Yes.
Mercedes.
Better off.
Mercedes is a very good team, a champion team. It has been champion 7 times in a row now. So 7-time champion. What do you compare it with in the IPL? It is Mumbai Indians, 5-time champions, the most successful
La-
team. Let's see. In the last one decade, the most successful teams of both the tournaments we are seeing. So Mercedes is what Mumbai Indians is. Mumbai Indians, we call it a family. They are very well strung. They are very good with each other. They have immense respect. You always see Lewis Hamilton after the race saying, "Well done, guys.
yes.
Thank you so much for your efforts. Thank you so much, everyone back at the factory." So they are always trying to improve. Always very close with whoever is a part of that organization. That is Mumbai Indians and that is Mercedes. So I don't see Mercedes making that freak move of Bottas getting in Russell for Bottas
Yes.
because Bottas is not doing very bad.
Yeah.
See, last
He's
last year
doing.
we saw, yeah, last year we saw Gasly being traded in for
Yeah.
Albon in Red Bull,
Yes.
but that was
Yes.
because Gasly was not even finishing in points at some
Yes.
occasions or down in 8, 9, 10 position. So that is
Yes.
not the case with Bottas because he's constantly on the podium. So I don't expect that move happening.
So as you spoke about Red Bull, so Red Bull had a new signing this year for the second seat, and the second signing for the second seat was Sergio Perez, the
Yes,
person who won his last race last year, second last race, I guess, if I'm not
yes,
mistaken.
yes.
The second last
Sakil
race,
Ronaldo. Yes,
yeah, the second, yeah. So he won that last race and he was out of contract. He was hunting for contracts, and after that race, maybe Red Bull made him a buzz and they called him up and they wanted him to be the second driver. So
yeah.
with that strength means the amount of experience that Perez has, okay, Sergio Perez having, plus Verstappen's youth, his speed, his kind of statistics that he wants to win, the hunger that he has. Did you feel that Red Bull were in a good space when they got in Sergio Perez to challenge for the title this year?
See, let's be very frank. They did not bring in Perez to win the title. Perez was not going to be their contender for the title. See,
No, no, as a
Red Bull is
team,
a
as
team.
a team, as a
As a
team, I'm
team,
saying, yeah.
constructor title, you are saying,
Constructor,
right?
yeah, constructor.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not talking about
Constructor
the.
title.
I'm not talking about the drivers. We'll come to the drivers later on. I'm talking about
Okay.
the constructor.
Okay. So constructor wise, Red Bull had a very good chance. They got the
Yeah.
best driver that they could. what were their options? Their options were someone from the rookie side, like, or you go with Danny Kvyat, or you sustain with Albon, which they have.
Yeah,
He's their reserve driver. Uh, or you could have gone for maybe a Nico Hülkenberg, a very outside
yeah,
chance, or you could have
yeah.
brought in Sebastian Vettel again. But
Yes,
Vettel and Verstappen would have been a kind of a friction situation. So I think they are better off with Perez, and they had a very good chance. They still have a
they
chance
still have time.
if
Yes,
somewhere Mercedes crashes the cars in a couple of races, then they have a very good chance. Otherwise, you know how to
yes,
complete the
yes.
sentence.
I totally agree to that. So now, as we see, talking about Red Bull and Mercedes, we've been talking about these people, but other teams have also been there. There have been teams which have gotten some new faces, some old faces back. So before the races started, the big name was that Fernando Alonso coming back and he'll be racing. Sebastian Vettel, he'll be going to, I guess he went
Aston Martin.
Aston Martin. He went to Aston Martin. So those were some big bold moves that they were happening. And what do you feel about those means the players with that kind of experience, a player coming back and a player moving to a mid car reason?
See, Fernando Alonso, I have never connected with him as such because when I started following F1, he was not there in the title contenders race. And when you
Yes,
follow a sport, you follow the big names there. So Fernando
yes,
Alonso, I have never felt a very good connect with him. So when
yeah,
he came back and he did a junior testing,
yes,
he was a part of the junior people testing their cars out. I was very surprised. But yeah, maybe Alpine needed him. Renault, who is now Alpine,
yes,
they needed
yes.
him because Daniel Ricciardo suddenly like
Switched,
cut
switched to
the contract
McLaren.
short.
Yeah,
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 and then it is if you look at it from the view of Esteban Ocon, it is a very good thing because if Ricardo had stayed, Ocon was going to go out. If
yes,
because they had made
yes,
up their mind, I can see that they
yes.
had made up their mind for Alonso to come back.
Come on. Yes, yes, yes,
So
definitely.
Alonso, if he
It is
had
a
to come back, it has to be because Renault has that connect with him. Ki though we have won two
yeah,
titles, both with Alonso. So that is
and
one
as
thing.
well, it's a blessing in disguise for Ocon that Ricardo moved out and his seat is yet intact. So yeah,
Yes.
definitely that is there. So now, as we've spoken, we can go on speaking about all teams and we can just blabber around. So just one more name that I want to get into the mix is that a Schumacher is back into a Formula One. So just
Yes.
wanted to get that has got in Michael Schumacher's son, his Mick Schumacher, as a rookie, and he'll be racing for them this season. So just your thoughts over Mick Schumacher, and you can speak a bit about his second driver as well, who keeps on spinning, Mr. Mazepin.
Mazepin. Mazepin. Let's not go there. The country has also banned him from using the flag. Anyway, the country
Yeah.
has not
So
banned. It is not the country that has banned. The sporting associations have banned Russia from using their flag. So okay,
yeah.
let's not go there. But Mick
Yes.
Schumacher has shown some promise, and he was a F2 champion last year. And
Yes.
a move that he pulled, I think, in this race or the last race, I think, in
Yeah.
Portugal, he moved.
Yes. Yes.
He overtook Nicholas Latifi
Yes.
of Williams, and it was a very clean move and in an underpowered car. So good
Yes.
move, and yes, I think he'll get a promotion very soon to some of the
Yeah.
Ferrari
Yeah.
powered upper
Yes.
teams.
Definitely, definitely. So now we've already spoken about a few teams and everything. So the first race itself happened at Bahrain. Okay, so already the contention, the main focus was mainly on two people. That how will these two people go on and how will the race form in for them and everything. So I will post in a few pictures which will show you what was the qualifications, how was the lineup, and how the race ended, who won first, second, third, and so on. So here is from the race one that was in Bahrain. So what do you have to say about the qualification first of all? Prasham.
Qualification was not a big surprise because this was just after the testing that we had seen. So we already knew
Yes.
that Red Bull is much ahead of Mercedes. We just had to see ki Mercedes how much of an improvement that they have done. So Verstappen
Yes.
for Red Bull, he finished first in qualification. Good result. We expected that. Good. But Hamilton and Bottas getting their cars into second and third, it was a commendable effort. It showed how much work they had put
Yes.
in. But then you see, you have fourth,
Leclerc.
Leclerc.
Yeah.
Ferrari is like, again going to an IPL reference, the Chennai Super Kings of the F1 world. They are
Yeah.
the greatest team to have ever raced in the history of the sport. They have always been
Yes.
title contenders. Last year, as Chennai Super King had a bad year, Ferrari also
They
had a
also
bad
had
year.
that. Yes.
But they
Yes.
improved just like Chennai Super Kings did in this season. So Leclerc, amazing job. And then Gasly
Yeah.
has improved a lot.
Is improved.
Uh,
Improved. Yeah.
yeah, and Ricardo. Yeah, then you also
Yeah.
saw
Yeah.
McLaren's moves that they had made. Uh,
Yes.
what
Yes.
is strange here? We'll not go through all the drivers, but what is
Yeah. Yeah.
strange
Yeah.
here is you can see Lance Stroll in 10th and
Yeah.
Vettel in 18th.
Sebastian Vettel 18. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
Yes.
these cars which were named Pink Mercedes last year, the
Yeah.
Racing Point cars, they have
Yeah. They are
actually gone
faulting.
back instead of going
Yes.
ahead. So that was surprising. Other than that, it was an expected result.
Yes, yes, yes. So definitely this was there for the qualification mark, and we could easily see that Red Bull were really pushing hard and they were going all gun glazing. So when the race came, man, the way the moves were there, the ways was not, you could say there was not so much of excitement there, but yeah, they were still there because the move that Hamilton made to take on Verstappen and take on his first spot. So,
Yes.
what do you have to say about that race and that results then?
So Hamilton made a great move there to take on Verstappen, and
Yeah.
this is, I think, the closest race that we have had so far. It ended, I
Yes.
think, Verstappen was just 7 tenths down. Uh,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, just 7 tenths down on Hamilton, and it was great. It was great to see a very indulging race, and the podium was very, very predictable.
The
Podium was
podium
very
has
predictable.
podium for this season has been predictable, and it's going to be almost these
The
three
same.
only who will be
Yes.
fighting for the podium. So that is there. But the main thing, Hamilton took over. That was great. But the main thing for this race for me was that Lando Norris was pushing hard. He came in heavy and he came in good for them. He got in all to the fourth spot, so he was quite well out there. On the other hand, Sergio Perez, who had
Yes.
a few issues, he came in to finish fifth. So that was
He
also a good thing.
he also started from the pit stop in that
Yes,
race.
yes, yes. I was going to come there. He started from the pit
Yeah.
stop and then coming back and taking the fifth spot. That is commendable. But the best part was a rookie taking on points. That was Yuki Tsunoda, who in his first race in F1 he got into the points. So he was just there. He had that immense power. He showed that into that, yeah, he's there and he can race along. So yeah, with that he was there. He was there in points and he was there to get some points for his team in that regards. So yeah, he's a rookie. Good to see that he's been making a move and he can race really quick as well. A short in height, but he can race a lot quicker in that case. But yeah, this was just the start of the beginning, what it was, and a whole season that we are looking out for. So this way, the start was expected, everything was expected, and as Mercedes took over, it was expected. Verstappen wasn't definitely happy that he had to finish on second, but
Hmm.
yeah, the fact is that Mercedes are better, and Hamilton has been a better driver. So that's the reason that thing is happening. So
Yes.
moving, yeah, so that was there. So there was nothing much to talk about the races and anything initially, but as we move on to the next races, there have been some turns, some twists as well. So the second race, they just swapped. They just
Yeah.
directly swapped, and
And you can
the
see Perez.
yes, yes, that was there. In qualification, Hamilton just took it away. But then you see two Red Bulls behind him. That was Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. who've been who were rushing over him in the race. So
Yes,
the
this
qualification,
this
yeah,
one line, just one line that I wanted to add. So when this qualification ended, there was a line that the commentators said that in a
yeah,
long time, after a long time, we'll see two Red Bulls chasing a Mercedes instead of two
yes,
Mercedes chasing a Red Bull. So it has always
yes,
been Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas in that order, those top
yeah,
three. This is the
yes,
first time
yes,
after
yes.
a long time that we saw two Red Bulls and one Mercedes in top three.
Yes, yes, yes. So that was there. That has been the case, and that has been the position. Again, Leclerc doing good. He's been coming on. He's Ferrari is showing immense, you can say immense power this season as well. They've gotten Carlos Sainz as well. He's yet not come good for them, but you can see that he's also improving and he's getting Ferrari to that track where they are needed. So the qualification was okay, was nothing to worry about. That was okay. The Hamilton came in on first. He had the podium for. He was starting on number one, but behind him was Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. And as you can see the race results, there was a switch. Max
Yes,
Verstappen won the race. He didn't only won the race. He was third, but the start that he had, you
it
remember
directly.
that start? Yeah,
Yes,
that start was something that was commendable. That you have to give credit to him that he pulled off that kind of start, and that was something that was really cherishing. And Red Bull fans were also keen to see this, and the way Verstappen then took over the whole race, that was like just a glide. He was just buttering around the track. So that was something that, so unfortunately for Perez, it didn't work out that well. He finished off 11th. So that way again Red Bull was suffering a bit, and that were not having their best. After cars starting on top three, you don't have a car who's not finished on top 10 as well. It's a bit worrying for them. So that is what Red Bull has been already worrying for every season year around. So that has been the case. So yeah, go ahead.
one thing that we missed in this race was it was a rainy day on race day,
Yes, yes,
and the way Verstappen pulled that move,
yeah,
Hamilton had over all four wheels in the air, and
yeah,
he just rubbed off the chicane and the bodywork, all that done.
yeah,
After
yeah.
that, we saw a big accident between George Russell and Valtteri Bottas, and the
Yes.
reactions were simply great. And
Virat
we
Kohli,
saw,
Virat Kohli
yeah,
reactions were there.
yeah, very Virat Kohli reactions. And a very surprising thing was the spin of the not clearly the spin, but Lewis Hamilton losing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
car
yes, yes, losing the
and
control.
going almost into the
Yeah.
barriers.
Yeah, so that would have been the race for Mercedes. They would have got both the cars out. In fact, three cars
Within
out
one lap,
altogether.
within one lap.
Yeah, within one lap, all three cars out.
Yes,
If
yes.
means Williams is also part of Mercedes, so they're one driver also. So that way, the big clash was there, but it was great enough for Hamilton that he could get back his car, and that safety car came up, and that's the reason when he could easily catch up. So that was something that Hamilton did fantastic well. He was, I guess,
But
11th,
ninth, he
ninth,
started
yeah,
ninth, and
ninth, yes,
you could see in the time when there was a red flag, the entire
yes,
race was red flag, and they were in the pits, and it was going to be a rolling start. So when you get out
yes,
of the pits, you start racing again. Okay, so
yes,
so first lap is behind the safety car, second lap you start racing again. So there you could see a dejected Hamilton. He was suing sorry to his team because he had spun out of the
yes,
track. From there, you can, if you look at that highlights of that race,
yes.
and people who are watching us, if you can find the complete highlights on Hotstar or anywhere else, please go and look at that section of the race where Hamilton did his recovery drive from ninth to second. He showed us why he's a seven-time world champion. Simply amazing.
That was brilliant. The way he took over and he came to the second spot. We cannot explain you right now out here, but that feeling out there, what we could see, our eyes couldn't believe it. That, yeah, and we all know that Hamilton has been great. He is one of the greats. So,
Yes.
but watching him do that live again and again and again, that is something that is really commendable. So do watch the highlights as well, guys, because this is something that is incredible that we are speaking about, and we cannot just express it. It's just that our face, that we can see that excitement, because as a Mercedes fan, we see that, we know that, yeah, that was a really tough one, and from where he came and where he went on. So that was really amazing. And yeah, the standings were the same, but yeah, the best part was that he finished second. But the driver for the day was won by Lando Norris, who again drove really well. And Norris
Hmm.
tried to keep Hamilton waiting in the wings, but he couldn't. And on the radio also he said that, oh man, he's too fast for us. He is too fast for us. They couldn't catch him up. So yeah, that kind of intensity and that kind of trauma that Hamilton creates for the racers, that yeah, I am behind your back and I'll be coming. For a moment, Verstappen might have also felt that yeah, I have the lead. That's the only benefit. If I wouldn't have had the lead, I would have also been taken over by him. So that
Yes.
was the
And
case. Yeah,
yeah, and before we move on to the next two races,
yeah,
if you combine the first two races, you look at what Red Bull is feeling right now. Okay, the first race that you have, Hamilton is straight on top in qualifying.
yes,
Not in
yes.
qualifying, sorry, the race.
In the
But
race,
also,
this is the
yeah,
first
also
race.
in the qualifying, both the Mercedes are in the podium places. In race
Yes,
results, both Mercedes get podiums. So Red Bull
yes,
is thinking, how did they come up so fast? So they're already in that
yes,
trauma.
yes,
What have we done? If we were so good, how did they cover
yeah,
up so fast that within weeks' time, like 2 or 3 weeks, they are up against us and up with pace, up with power,
yes,
everything on any track.
yes,
And in the
yes,
second race, you go. In the second race, you have Hamilton taking the quali results. Then you
yes,
again have Hamilton pulling off an excellent recovery drive. So there,
yes,
Verstappen is kept thinking, ki, I was so up. This was our race. Bottas is
yes.
already out. Hamilton would have taken maybe 2 points, 5 points, 6 points. I
Yeah.
would have been leading the championship. And here he is again back at my tail, trying to finish off the race ahead of me. So that trauma that Red Bull had gone through in the first two races, they have still not recovered. They have still not recovered.
Even though the new rules that have come in for Mercedes, but Mercedes keeps on pulling a trick out of their hat and always gets somewhere, somehow they go ahead.
Yes.
We'll show you some few more tricks in the coming two races. The coming two races were even fantastic. So now, as for this, the standings are equal. Only Hamilton is a point ahead because of his fastest lap that he had in the drivers' championship. Apart from that, it's all normal and it's all equal and square in the drivers' championship. Now comes the third race, where you see two Mercedes qualifying and Valtteri going at the top. Bottas is finishing qualifiers with number one, Hamilton with two, and then two Red Bulls, Verstappen and
Yes.
Perez. So Mercedes making sure that Red Bull are still in the trauma and they remain in trauma. My both cars can work over and they can literally kill you apart. So that
Yes.
was there. That has been going around till the time, and this is how the race started as well. The race standings was that Bottas was first, Hamilton was second, Verstappen was third, and then you see the race results. You see how Hamilton took over Bottas, how Hamilton took over. He didn't allow Verstappen to get ahead. He had some different speed altogether. Verstappen was every now and then trying to catch him up, but wasn't there. And Perez was also not able to get ahead of Bottas, through which he could have helped out somehow to distract Hamilton with two Red Bulls. But Mercedes having a great relation in that matter of fact, that they know how the top racers have to be together to just keep on attacking at the other teams itself. So that was something really exceptional, and that has been happening. And the race results are in front of you. Again, the top three podium is the same. Hamilton,
Yes.
Verstappen, and Bottas coming out. Perez coming in fourth, Lando fifth, and Leclerc sixth. So this has been something really interesting, and Mercedes are just pulling out tricks.
Yes.
So
So see, the top three. What happened was in the first few moments, as you said, Bottas kept the
yes,
lead. Hamilton
yes,
stayed second. Verstappen stayed
yes,
third. Then there was a
yeah,
safety car because Raikkonen
yes,
crashed
yes,
into Giovinazzi. Okay, his
yeah,
teammate. And then there was a safety car and all that happened. After
yeah,
that, Verstappen was quick to realize that, see, Bottas. So what happens is, for people who don't know, let's just explain a bit of safety car.
yeah,
So when there is a safety car in front of you, you have to maintain a constant speed and keep your position. You cannot overtake. Once the safety car is into the pit stop, you can start racing again. But you need
yes,
to judge because you are the first one. If I am the first
yes,
racer behind the safety car and I am leading the race, then when I go to the start line, I am the one who needs to set the pace and
yes,
the others have to react to my pace.
yes,
Verstappen was well off in reacting to what Bottas would do, and
yeah,
just as Bottas reacted, Verstappen also reacted. Within the first, when the first corner came, Verstappen was second.
yes,
Okay, Hamilton goes down to third. Then what happens is there is another recovery drive from Hamilton. He just in a matter of what 8 laps, 10 laps. But Hamilton is that cool, calm head, champion head who is saying the ठीक है. We
yeah,
have lost 5 matches no in the IPL. We'll still win the
yeah,
trophy. That is what Hamilton is. He's like, okay, you take the
yeah,
position now. Be happy.
yeah,
I'll chase you down like a lion, and
yes,
I'll go ahead like anyone's business.
as always,
So
yes,
by lap 10, he's already ahead of Verstappen. Now, if you can just pull out the results once again,
yes, it's here.
you can see what is very surprising here are the updates that Alpine have made. Seventh and eighth,
Yeah,
they finished
yes,
seventh and eighth. This was
yes,
the so there are certain tickets that you get that you can use to upgrade your car through the week, so that in the
yes,
next weekend you have those updates available for you. So Alpine used some of their tricks and they
yeah,
were straight up into the points. Esteban Ocon finishing seventh for
yeah,
Alpine, and right after him Fernando Alonso eighth in
uh,
Alpine. So
yes.
that was commendable job.
That was there. So the way Hamilton pulls it off, the new statistics that come in, the team strategies that come out, that is something that is what we are fond of and we like that way to watch. So that was there, and Hamilton pulled it off again, a miraculous drive, and he won. So that was clearly there. But but the thing is not over yet. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. If you feel up till now he's done all his tricks, here comes the fourth race where it it's just y'all just look at the qualification and race. Then I'll just shut it off. Then we'll speak that how it has gone on and how it went ahead. So the qualifications were the same, that Hamilton, Verstappen, Bottas, Leclerc, and all. There has been the same, and it has been on and off. So there have been no much changes into that, and that has been the thing. But the race results also, if you see, top three are the same. You'll feel it's
Top
the
four.
same only. Top four are the same. Yeah, in fact, top four are the same, but you'll feel it's the same whole thing. What's the difference in this? So now, Prasham, you can go ahead with the difference and you can start ahead that how it went through.
Okay. This is one of my favorite races, and I'm going to remember it for a long time for a genius that Mercedes pulled off. But before that, what happened? The race started. You have Mercedes and Red Bull in the first row, and
Yes,
Mercedes is complaining, Hamilton is complaining that Red Bull has a lot of rubber in front of them, so they might have a very good start. So they have cleaned
yes,
it off. Now they have a fair start. But still, Verstappen, a cunning driver that he is, through the first corner, he goes ahead,
pulled
he
it off.
takes first
Yes,
position, almost forcing Hamilton out of the track or
track.
forcing a collision.
Yeah,
Dono bahar, first
yes.
corner. But Hamilton,
Bach
he
gaya.
took a deep breath
Survived.
and
Yeah,
let Verstappen pass. Then again, you have Verstappen leading the race, leading the race, leading the race, leading the race. And by that time, Leclerc has pulled out ahead of Bottas and he's in third
Bottas.
place.
Yes,
Bottas is
yes,
behind. Bottas is struggling. Yes, for let's say somewhere around 25th lap,
20.
this was
Yeah,
the standing. This was the
yes,
standing where Bottas was losing a lot of time behind Leclerc. Otherwise, he was clearly in a better car.
yes,
Mercedes is clearly a better car than Ferrari. He should have gone
yeah,
ahead of Leclerc a long way back, but he did
yes,
not. He could not anyway. 27th lap, around the 25th or 27th lap, Verstappen pits. Red Bull are
Yeah.
first to blink. They pit. Hamilton takes the lead.
Yes.
26th lap, one lap later, Bottas pits. Bottas is still fourth. Then Hamilton pits in 29th lap.
Here
And
comes
then
the master
he
stroke.
goes, yes, he goes behind Verstappen. Okay,
Verstappen.
now, very basic things about F1. You have 66 laps to run. You have still not crossed the 30th lap mark. What will you do? You will keep your tires health in mind and drive slow, like not chase it
Yeah.
down, not speed like light years ahead
Yeah.
of the opponents and just go around setting best times after best times. So Verstappen is told that please take care of your tires.
Take care of the
Bottas is
tires.
also
Yes.
told that please take care of your tires. But Hamilton, he has a different strategy. He is told go chase like anyone's business, chase like a lion that you are. So he starts chasing. He starts chasing. By the 48th, 42nd lap, he has taken over Bottas, who was second by that time because Leclerc has also picked. So Bottas is second, Verstappen is third, Hamilton runs. Bottas is second, Verstappen
Second,
is first,
Hamilton is
Hamilton runs third.
third.
He goes past Bottas. By the 42nd, 43rd lap, he goes into the pits.
Pits.
He goes into the pits.
Oh,
So everyone
oh,
is like, so I'm sorry. He came out second after the pits, but
yes.
by the 38th, 39th lap, he again went to the pits and came back in third place. In some time, by the 45th lap, he was ahead of Bottas, and then in some time, ahead of Verstappen. So now he's the
Verstappen.
race leader. Red Bull kept thinking, what is happening? What the hell are they doing? We don't have another medium tires. We don't have another set of tires to spare. There are a certain number of tires that you are allotted
Yes.
per race. You
Arctic.
need to work on them. So Red Bull kept guessing ki, what is happening. We had the race in our pocket. We had already won the race. We were quite ahead of Hamilton. Out of nowhere, this man just comes, strolls past us, and goes ahead.
The second time when Hamilton pit and he came out, there was a 22-second gap. A 22
Yes,
second gap is not a small gap. It's a really big gap to cover. And the first time when Hamilton pit, and after that he started, you everyone itself, Red Bull themselves were shocked that Mercedes were pulling out some crazy power out of their car, and with that medium set of tires they were just pulling and they were just running through each car. And that's the reason when the second pit came in, and as the second pit came in, Red Bull were shell shocked and they knew that Hungary is happening again. The same
yes,
thing that happened earlier 2 years ago, maybe.
yes.
Yeah,
2019
2 years ago,
Hungary.
2019. 2 years ago, the same thing happened, and it's going to happen again. And to cover that 22 seconds, it might feel that it's just 22 seconds is just a minor thing, but in Formula One, a millisecond also counts, and that has been the case. Wherein when Hamilton came out, he was somewhere around fifth or sixth at that point of time when he came out second time from the pit, and he had to cover
He was
22 seconds.
he was third. He
Fourth,
was third.
fourth or third or fourth?
He was third
No, he
because
was fourth. He was
Leclerc had
fourth.
just pit, I think.
Yeah. So he was there around, and then he had to go past Bottas as well. Bottas also didn't allow him to go past
Ah,
it easily.
hmm.
He was also there. He was also playing his own tricks where he wanted Hamilton to stay
He
behind.
has he has said this
But
before. Ki, I am
yeah,
not going to do this business of
yes,
letting my partner by because he wants to win the race.
yes. But Hamilton, being Hamilton, he took over, though he lost a few seconds out there. But the way he kicked it on, Red Bulls were in shock. Everybody were in shock. And the worst part was that on the radio, Verstappen is saying, I am losing on to the power, and Red Bull is having no answer to it. It's like,
Hmm.
yes, we understand, but we cannot do anything. We can
Yeah.
just not do anything. And
Yes.
that is a master stroke that was pulled up by Mercedes, a double pit strategy which really worked in Hamilton's favor, and he just screamed past to the racing track, and it was just astonishing. Means it was really amazing to watch that.
One radio conversation that you might remember. Hamilton comes out of the pits for the second time. He has had had a few laps. He's now
Yeah.
trailing Verstappen by what, 2-3 seconds, whatever. And he
Yeah.
talks on the radio. I think this tires might struggle till the end. This
Yes.
tires
Yes.
might not be as good as they are right now till the end. The radio says, like the Mercedes crew tells
Ham-
Hamilton, Verstappen's
Max's
tires
will
will
be
be
worse.
worse than yours. So don't worry.
And Hamilton is saying like, yeah, I agree to that.
Yeah, they
Let's
sure
just
are. They sure
concentrate.
will be, yes. And
That
one thing, another, if once we are done with these races, please remind me. I have one more radio exchange that I wanted to share.
Sure, sure. So this is how the exciting the races have been. Obviously, till now you've been hearing about two drivers itself, that has been Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, because now Formula One is what it's about, the drivers championship and the constructors championship. What does that mean is that every time you finish the game, okay, the finish the race, you are allotted some points. You finish first, you get 25 points. You finish second, you get 18. You finish third, you get 15, right, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, yes,
15.
yes.
Then so on until the 10th position you get points, but after that you don't. So the race is for the drivers as well as for the teams as well. So whatever the driver gets the points on, they get calculated as a team as a whole. So right now, as you can see, the driver standing says that Hamilton is leading the race. It's purely because he's won 3 races out of the 4, and which is in the case, and he's having a good lead over it. And Mercedes are topping as well, because the podium is most of the time in 3 races out of 4 has been 2 Mercedes and 1 Red Bull. So for that reason, Mercedes has been topping the table as well in that sort. So that has been the case, and Hamilton is clearly leading. He's having a lead of around 20 points, I guess, if I'm not wrong.
14,
20,
14,
14 points.
14 points, right?
14 points right now.
This is the
So
best
clear.
season that
Yes.
he has had in his entire life. Verstappen also.
Yes. Yes. And they both are really killing it, and they both are really going at each other really bad, really bad. So that is the case. So yeah, that's all that we had to speak about this. But we have a few other things to talk about as well. The interesting thing that I want to talk about is, Prashant, that the new thing that the F1 has announced, that sprint is going to be started. There will be sprint this season for 3 races or 4 races, if I'm not wrong.
Three
Three
races.
races, out of which 2 races are almost confirmed that which will they be. So what are your thoughts on the sprint racing? It's same
I
as,
think it is going to be very fun. It is just so that F1 has kind of lost a number of fans because of the
yes,
monotony that they have seen in the last 7 years, where Mercedes just pulls off championships after championships, takes the trophies home. That's all that is happening in the last 7 years. Okay, so they tried this in F2 first, Formula 2, and now they are going to try it in F1, so that on Fridays you have practice sessions, on Saturdays you have qualifying, and on Sunday you have the main race. Now what is going to happen is the qualifying will happen on Friday along with one practice session. On Saturday you will have a sprint race. The qualifying session that you have
is
decide
for the sprint
usually decides the grid for
race
the race.
standings.
Now
Yes,
it will decide the grid for the sprint race. Sprint race is going to be one dash of maybe 30 kilometers or
100
30
100
or
kilometers, 100
okay,
kilometers.
100 kilometers. You need to race for 100 kilometers without a pit stop, and you end. The sprint race ka standings, at the end of the sprint race, what standings you have will decide the grid for the race. So you will basically have 2 races and one qualifying session. I think
Yes,
3 races is good enough. Maybe next year
yes,
they'll take it to 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever.
yeah,
But
but
23 races in a row having sprint races, I don't think is
no,
something we'll
that
see
cannot.
very soon.
Yes, so that is there, that will be the inclusion this season. And yeah, that will be something interesting that we'll be waiting to see how it goes on and how it moves ahead. So yeah, that's it. We wanted to speak, we wanted to get interacted, we wanted people to know how Formula One is and everything. Now after every race we'll be doing this videos every Tuesday. We'll try to get some of the other content, so we'll be posting videos on Tuesday, Thursdays and Saturdays, where we'll be shooting videos over Formula One, over cricket, over football. So Prasham surely will be there for Formula One, as well as he'll be there for cricket as well. So he's a big time cricket freak as well, as you all may be knowing. You all can just follow him on Take to India. and he has a new sports channel as well, which he's just launched. So that will be there. It'll be fun to have. We'll have fun conversation over the further races as well. And so on, the more contents will now on keep on pushing and everything. So please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel and help us grow. And Prasham, before we end, you can just share the last radio thought that you
Yeah.
had, which you wanted to.
So so in the second last race that we had, the third race of the season, the Portuguese
Yes.
Portimao Grand Prix that we had. So usually what happens is, if you are in the first 10 people, if you are in the points and you have the fastest lap, you have one more point added to your tally.
Yes.
So what is
Yes.
happening in the last two races is, Verstappen, after he loses the lead of the race, towards the end, he sees that the person behind me is not going to chase me down very soon. He has a 25-26 second gap, and that is what you need
Yes.
to pull off a pit stop and get out in front of him. Okay, so what
Yes.
they do is, they go into the pits, they have a soft tire which gives you the fastest timing, and they
Fastest.
go for the
Yes.
fastest lap, so you have one more point. Then Bottas also comes in. This has been happening in the last two races. This has become like a custom. So Bottas also comes in, so that Mercedes does not
Have
want
the.
it to happen to Bottas, but just to pull that point back from Red Bull, they are doing it. They
Yeah.
bring in Bottas for
Yes.
that fastest lap. So now what happened in the Portuguese Grand Prix was, both these drivers came in, they pitted, they got out. In the next lap, Hamilton is told, Bottas and Verstappen have pitted for fresh set of tires for the fastest lap. Hamilton, who is on tires which are 35-40 laps old, is
He
saying,
takes on the.
should we also try? Should we also try for the fastest lap? So this is the greatness of a champion. He does not want to give away any points. On 35 lap old tires, he's saying, should we also try for the fastest lap? And then
He,
the pit crew says, yeah, worth a try. So he goes sprinting through the track.
that is a masterstroke, and Hamilton has been Hamilton, which you have to say, like, bhai, kya kar raha hai? It's like kya kar raha hai, but he's like an MS Dhoni, cool, calm, composed. He'll take on. I remember from first race as well that when Hamilton was chasing, Verstappen was chasing him, chasing Hamilton at Bahrain. Pit crew from behind said that Verstappen is chasing you and he might just get closer to you. And Hamilton, being a prick as usual, is like, leave him on me. I'll take care. The type of confidence that that guy has, you just leave him on me. It's
In
mind
the
blowing.
last two, yeah, in the last two races, the way we have seen him race, like, he just lets Verstappen go ahead for fun. You go. Have fun. Once your tires degrade, then it's on me.
I'll be there.
I'll take care. Don't worry. That top step is mine. Don't worry.
That has been a fantastic race. Up till now, four races have been good. The next race is coming next week, so there will be again a good race, good fun race to watch out for. So guys, do stay tuned, do log in, and do really check out what do we post day in and day out. And please do like, share, and please post comments as well if at all you're liking our content, you're not liking our content, or whatever it is. And we'll try to make sure we'll make it more simplify. I agree, Formula One is not easy for everyone to understand and everything. That's why we've gotten this new thing where we speak about the races. Even though if you're not understanding, as Ansh said today that he's not understanding, we'll try to make it a simplifier way. We'll try to make it as easy as possible from our end. And we're trying to just develop interest for Formula One as well, because we are loving it and we like to speak about it as well. So
And
y'all can,
on
yeah,
this note, just what adding to what you said, if you are trying to generate interest in Formula One yourself, then the next race is the race that you should be watching, because it is the Monaco Grand Prix.
Monaco.
It is held on roads. It is held on Monaco streets, and it is the
Yes.
shortest, like, most congested circuit, and it also has a tunnel. So you should watch that race if you are starting with F1. A great race. It is going to be a very good thriller.
It's kind of Mumbai gullies where
Huh.
cars will move on. So please
There is
do watch.
also,
It's
fun fact, there is also a speed breaker in that race on one side of the road. Not the entire road, on one side. The drivers go from the other side, but there is a speed breaker on that road also.
it'll be definitely fun. Do stay tuned, do like, and thank you so much, Prasham, for joining in. And I'll hope to see you more and more often now. And please do,
Yes.
guys, do like, share, and subscribe to this channel, to this video as well. And please go and follow Take to India as well. And your sports channel's name is different or it's the same?
T2I Sports.
It's T2I Sports. It's a blue logo. You please do check out there as well. He also posts a lot of sport content and you'll definitely enjoy it. And thank you so much, Prasham, once again. And hope to
Thank
see
you,
you
thank
again
you,
soon. Yeah.
thank
Thank you
you,
so
thank
much.
you,
Thank you everyone for staying tuned and hope you had a great fun today. Thank you all.